Jermaine Mendonça, Chapter 15, Segment 3. Using social facilitation for persuasion. The foot in the door technique. Used to get someone's attention. Used to get them to provide a tiny favor before asking for a bigger favor. An example would be the savvy door-to-door salesman of the past. It is used in an economy based on persuading people to spend money. The door in the face technique. The opposite of foot in the door technique. Making a very large request before asking for something more reasonable. An example would be funeral directors showing customers very expensive coffins before showing them a slightly less costly funeral coffin. Sometimes being part of a group leads us to shirk our responsibilities. Social loafing. Shirking responsibility because of being in a group. We do not work as hard when we are in a group because we know that others will share either our success or blame. Diffusion of responsibility. The tendency to be less likely to take action if others are available. Sending group emails lends us to loaf around, believing that someone else will answer. Personal emails lend for someone to respond. The bystander effect. The tendency of each person in an emergency to expect others to intervene, so the larger group, the less likely each member is to help. An example would be the attack of Kitty Genovese. Many people heard her screams for help, but everyone thought that everyone else would go and help. Sometimes being part of a group leads us to do the wrong thing. De-individuation. The psychological process of losing your own individual identity and coming to identify with the crowd. The larger the crowd, the greater the chance for de-individualization, because that leads to anonymity. Pretty much you just go along with the crowd. Sometimes being part of a group leads us to make faulty decisions. Groupthink. The tendency to agree with one another too readily and so make faulty decisions. Occurs when a group wants a unanimous decision, so they suppress individual thoughts. The example would be the government agreeing that Iraq has weapons of mass destruction. To avoid, make sure everyone gets a say. What are the roles of cooperation and competition? An example of that would be the prisoner's dilemma, in which it is an intellectual exercise used to study the roles of cooperation and competition. Evolutionary psychology offers an explanation for altruism. Interest in behavioral traits that favor fitness, human behavior evolves. In altruism, the practice of putting others before oneself, inclusive fitness. How successful individuals are at spending their own genes in any fashion, including benefiting relatives. Favor altruism towards relatives because you could still share the same genes. The social exchange theory. The notion that we help others even if they are unrelated to us because they may someday help us in return. Reciprocal altruism. Neuroeconomics offers a new way of studying human influence. Neuroeconomics. The study of the neural basis of making economic decisions. We hate loss far more than we enjoy gain. Loss averse. Characteristic of being very reluctant to do anything that might lead to loss. Section 15.3. Friendship and romance. Friends have things in common and reciprocate. We tend to make friends with people who have things in common with us. Important aspects of friendship are understanding and support. Solid, good friendship benefits one's health, while having frenemies can negatively affect one's health. Married people tend to be happier and healthier than single people. Married people are happier than they would have been if they had not married. Couples that live together without actually being married is the same as couples who are actually married. They have the same happiness levels. Getting married at a young age may not be the best idea, because you would not be as happy in the future. You have less time to get to know your spouse, and it usually often leads to divorce. There are 3 components to romantic relationships. When people first fall in love, they have a rush of passion, which sadly may not last. So Sternberg came up with his triangle theory of love, which states that the proposal that romantic relationships are composed of different proportions of passion, intimacy, and commitment. Section 15.4. Aggression. Aggression is the behavior intended to cause physical or psychological harm or pain. Accidentally hurting someone is not an aggression because there was no intent to cause harm.